Hey there, this is Melanie Cobley with Endorphin Junkies Release Your Endorphins, and I'll give everybody a few minutes to hop on. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go over our new series for the week. So I am going to be doing a series on how you can turn your motivation into habits that will give you a long-term success. And help you reach your goals and kind of get you and what are the best ways to go about turning your habits or turning your motivation into habits is. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go about doing all of that stuff, but I'm going to share with you some of the things that have worked really well for myself. I get it all the time from friends and family that I seem like I'm ultra dedicated to reaching the goals that I set. Well, there's a reason for that, and there's some techniques that I use. There's some skills that I have acquired throughout the years, and there's a lot of shifts in my personality that had to take place to get me to that point in my life. So we're going to cover a bunch of different things this week in regards to motivation and building habits and what it takes to get you to that point where you are identifying your goals, you're finding that motivation, and you're digging deep to identify what is motivating you to hit those goals, and then you are working on taking that motivation and keeping that motivation up long enough so that you actually build a habit. So we'll get into more details. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with stuff. But for all intensive purposes right now, I'm going to keep today's video a little short. And why I'm going to keep it short is because I've only had a few hours of sleep and I'm really, really exhausted. And I just kind of wanted to just go over a little bit of an outline of what you can expect for this week and tell you like the definition of a habit and the definition of motivation. And then I have a couple of things after that. So let's see, I don't think anybody has hopped on yet. It seems like I'm not having good timing for getting people to hop on with the lives with me lately. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. So, what is motivation? Well, motivation can be defined as a desire or willingness that someone has to do something. So, motivation is your willingness to do something. Kind of simple. Okay, and a habit. A habit can be defined as a behavior or pattern acquired by frequent repetition. So how do those two tie together? Well, in order to be successful at reaching your goals, and whether they're health and fitness goals or you have goals for your career, school, grades, maybe you have some personal development goals you want to work at. The way that you're going to be successful with those goals is to actually build habits that enable you to reach those goals. So you identify small steps that you turn into a habit, and then before you know it, that habit becomes a daily routine. It's a daily ritual. You don't even realize you're doing it. So then you can progress to the next step. So that's how your motivation and a habit tie together to give you long-term success. So before we get into the habit part, what I would like for you guys to do before tomorrow is to ask yourself, okay, when you set a goal, no matter what it is. It could be, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to eat clean for the next 3 days. Or I want to eat clean this week. My goal is to not eat sugar. Maybe you're going on a sugar-free kick and you want to kick a habit of eating sugar. Whatever your goal is, maybe you want to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning to exercise. Maybe you want to, work on your organizational skills. So you identify as one of your goals to be better organized as, I'm going to wake up in the morning and make my bed. Whatever your goal is, you want to stop and ask yourself, why am I setting this goal for myself? And continue to ask yourself why until you can't ask why anymore. And then once you reach that profound answer of why I'm setting this goal, that should be your motivation to continue repeating the behavior that is going to enable you to reach your end goal. Okay? So there's actually two different types of motivation. And the first type of motivation is the one of the types we just talked about, is the asking why. And that's the deep motivation. So that's your motivation that lies deep within you, that is going to be the strongest form of motivation to keep you going. And that can be anything from maybe if you set a goal to lose weight or get healthy, that can be so that you can see your children graduate, walk your daughter down the aisle. You can maybe it's because your family has a lifelong history of heart disease or high cholesterol or diabetes, and by living a healthier lifestyle, that enables you to defeat those genetic health risks, or at least reduce them significantly so that you can live a longer, happier life. Okay, so why do you want to live a longer, happier life? Well, because I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to spend time with my family. I want to be around to see all of these things that they do. I want to see my kids graduate high school, graduate college. I want to see their grandkids and see them get married and help them buy a house and, be there for them when they have a life-changing event. So that can be your deep motivation. Then we have superficial motivation. So superficial motivation can be very driving for some people. It depends on your personality. So an example of superficial motivation would be, you know what, I want to get in shape this summer so I look great in a bikini and make all my friends jealous. That's superficial. Or maybe you want to say, you know what, I'm going to keep up a better skincare regimen so that my skin looks better. It's a little superficial. So basically the superficial motivation deals with your appearance. Like I want to fit in my size 5 jeans again, So that type of motivation tends to wear off quickly and doesn't usually give you that driving force from deep within to keep you going when things get tough. So that's why I want you to ask yourself, why? Pretend you're a 2-year-old. Why? Every answer that you come up with, why? Why do I want this? Why would I want that? And write it down. If you're serious about hitting these goals, write it down. Tomorrow I will be coming on live probably about the same time, hopefully a little bit earlier, and then I hope that some of you can join me and maybe be willing to share some of your whys with us and some of your goals. And we'll get a little bit further into the whole goal setting process and that digging deep to find that motivation. So tomorrow we will get into more details about all of this stuff. So I hope that I will see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, if you go back and watch the recording of this live, feel free to drop any comments, questions, or anything like that that you'd like me to cover tomorrow, and I'll be happy to have answers for you. And if you can't jump on tomorrow, that's fine too. I'll still answer your questions whether you're on or not. Alright guys, I will see you all tomorrow to talk more about turning your motivation into habits for lifelong success of reaching your goals. Good night.